Please welcome to the stage SMMT Chief Executive, Mike Hawes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the SMMT annual dinner for 2021. Great to see you all here in person for the first time for us in 2 years. I'm going to start with an apology. Yes, I think it probably deserves a round of applause. We haven't got through all of COVID, but at least this is massive progress. But I'm going to start with an apology. First of all, that's the size of this venue. It's the product of having to commit to an event some 15 months ago. Now, think back to October last year. We couldn't then predict the infection rates, whether we'd be open or shut, whether the vaccines were going to come, or indeed whether the industry would have the confidence to meet. And that was probably my mistake, for which I apologise, because I should have known. I should have known that whatever seems insurmountable, the UK automotive industry comes back stronger, more dynamic and better. And this time will be no different. You see, this industry doesn't do blah, blah, blah. We do delivery. Yes, over the past year, factories did shut, but not for long. They adapted, producing ventilators and PPE, if proof were needed, that manufacturing matters. Retail went online, delivering click and collect in rapid time. And we continue to invest in R&D, new products, new technologies. But, as you all well know, we still face problems. Supply chain disruption, shortage of semiconductors, delays to customer deliveries. These are global issues, but they can be addressed if we have the right support to manage the next few months, and by the next few months, I think well into 2022. Now, other countries have permanent mechanisms to support key industries during hard times, cyclical times. For us, when you think back over the last 18 months, furlough was an absolute lifeline for this industry and other industries. But it's finished. Yet for us and the industry, the effects of COVID still continue. So to be competitive, we need government to employ similar long-term strategies. This time last year, we also didn't know what our future would be with the EU. But the government delivered. It went into bat, Boris Johnson went into bat, and has secured the Trade and Cooperation Agreement, an agreement that works for us. Indeed, it's probably as good a deal as the politics would allow, and has given confidence to the industry, has given confidence to invest in the UK, in Sunderland, in Ellesmere Port, in Hethel, potential still for so much more. Would any of that really have been secured without the TCA? I think it unlikely. And we secured a good deal because the industry, the SMMT, individual companies, all of you, presented a united front. We are aligned, and we will always be the stronger for it. But we're already in the midst of the next challenge, and again, we are united in ambition. We will decarbonise road transport. Cars by 2035, buses likely earlier, HGVs a little later. In the month of COP, and despite the differences of commercial strategy, we can state that automotive will shoulder the biggest burden of delivering net zero. But the pace of this transition will not be determined by us alone. Many ask which will come first, the electric vehicles or the charger, the chicken or the egg. But perhaps a more apt analogy is the tortoise and the hare. Put simply, EV sales are racing ahead, whilst on-street charging is increasing much more slowly. This is at substantial risk that we've invested as an industry billions of pounds into electric vehicles, plug-in vehicles, fuel cell vehicles. Yet we face multiple regulations to deliver net zero, an end of sale date, fleet CO2 targets, a zero-emission vehicle mandate, a backstop CO2 target, more regulation here in the UK than any other major market. I thought Brexit was about slashing regulation. The auto industry has, like the hare, sprinted ahead. The tortoise needs to catch up, and catch up damn fast. So our plea to government is this: create the conditions, maybe mandate the conditions that accelerates the infrastructure rollout. A rollout that takes place not just in London and the South East, but across the country. That's the levelling up that we need government to do. We have delivered the cars, the buses, the HGVs, and more are coming. Now it is time for others to match our speed. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned the challenges of the past year and the successes. Let's take a look at a few of the highlights. Thank you.
We've been through 3 crises. We went through the Brexit prep, through COVID, and now we've navigated the semiconductor and now transport issues that we're all facing.
Automotive is strong, despite it all, and will be key to the UK's economic recovery and trade strategy.
The UK car industry's responded tremendously well to the pandemic, whether that's car dealerships staying open, whether that's factories staying healthy, from Bentley to Nissan, right across the board.
Our record on innovation and ingenuity is second to none. We have the foundations upon which we can build even greater prosperity, but the choice is binary: lead and succeed, or follow and fail.
There are so many great companies out there doing incredible bits of engineering, great pieces of design, really amazing cars.
If you look at the car makers in the UK, we've got a fantastic range of different brands, different volume potentials.
We know that we can offer full electric, sustainable mobility to our customers and enhance the capabilities of our products.
One of the things we have here in the UK is a thriving, innovative manufacturing industry that is developing those supporting technologies.
We have great people in our business who are forever looking at the better way of doing things and improving everything.
We have a technology developer accelerator program. So this supports everyone from SMEs, startups or spin-outs from universities to help accelerate and create that disruptive technology.
Companies who have a strong focus on diversity and inclusion turn greater profits. It's absolutely a competitive issue for the industry as a whole.
With the technology advancement, we're able to reassure the customer not only that there is sufficient range, but there's the ability to charge the vehicle quickly.
So I think the enablers to help us all on that road to zero has really got to be investment in green energy, in charging solutions to help people make that big jump.
All of our colleagues and competitors around who have launched electric cars, every single one of those cars is absolutely fabulous to drive. So it's no surprise to see the growth that we're getting.
Can we technologically produce these vehicles? Well, we can, cars and vans, we can do that.
We can build on our global leadership and do even better, employing more people at good wages and contributing to tackling the greatest long-term challenge our country faces.
We're on the path that will not only transform motoring within a generation, but that will transform the whole planet.
We've had a lot of challenges thrown at us, but we're coming through the other end of it.
Quite a year, quite some industry.